What's going on, everyone? This is my out of theater reaction and review of 28 Years Later. I was really excited to see this movie when I heard that it was coming out because I'm a fan of 28 Days Later, and I thought that they would stay in line with the concept and the story, basically, of 28 Days. So that being said, this review is gonna have some spoilers. So if you don't want it spoiled, get off it now. When you see it, do come back and give this video a like. But anyway, let's get right into this. So I'll just tell you right off the bat, I give this a 6, and I'm gonna tell you why. So 28 Days Later, I know a lot of people say like that's one of, if not the first movies where the zombies are like fast and all and everything. No, that's actually not true. 28 Days Later and weeks and years, it's actually not zombies. And I try to explain this to people, but they're not zombies. They're actually not even dead. These are people who are infected with the rage virus. So again, I'm going to get into this, why that affects this review. So the rage virus in 28 Days Later is this virus where it takes over your mind, it destroys your faculties and all, and it just turns you into this mindless, like violent being, right? And you have no other purpose but that rage. That's why it's called rage, because you just become mindless, you become you're basically not human at that point. You just become like this beast, like this animal or something that's just hell-bent on killing and destroying, and that's all they do. That's all they exist for and everything at that point when they become infected. So that being said, in this one, they turned it to where there's like communities of these people, where there's like an alpha to certain groups and there's like families of them. No, what? Like, no, what are you doing? What did you do with this? Like, why did you take the rage virus and like basically make it domesticate it? Why would you do that? 28 Days Later was so groundbreaking and awesome because of that idea of like, it's this virus that just completely destroys your mind and turns you into this violent monster. And these things, although they were violent, although they did have the rage, but now it's like, oh, they're having communities and they're having thoughts with each other, and there's like some kind of communication with them and everything. Why? I've often said like horror movies are being diluted. They're being ruined and diluted, and I think they're taking away the horror from a lot of these movies. It's becoming so watered down. It's becoming so like, like the villains are becoming things that you want to like sympathize with and everything, like instead of like fearing them or like, no, what the fuck, man? Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to these things that are supposed to be just so violent with rage? It's called the rage virus. So anyway, the movie starts off with a father taking they have like this little community on an island that's off of the mainland and everything, but they can get to the mainland because when the water goes down, there's like a little walkway that they can get to the mainland from when it's low tide. So the kid is raised on this like little island where these people have this community, and they go to the mainland from time to time to like get things they need or anything like that. But so while all that's going on, you have they run into this like family of rage infected people. A family, yeah. So he's trying to teach his kid like how to kill, he's trying to teach him how to survive and all. And they come across this family of rage infected, and he tells them he has the kid kill one of them when they're noticed by the infected people. And then there's another one behind them. He kills them. But then you see a little girl, you see a little kid of one of the rage infected, and you gather that it's a family of them. And the kid like looks at them and kind of gives like a little whimper, it sounded like, and runs away. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, why? Why would you do that? Why are you, again, taming it so much? Why are you like, there's a word I want to say, but I don't want to say because these platforms, but why are you doing that? Why, like, it just took away from it so much when I saw that. And then they go further in, and they run into some who are violent, some of the infected who are violent. They give them chase and everything. But this is where I told you, like, there's a community with like an alpha, with like a leader. There is no leader to these things. They're all supposed to be these just mindless, violent things that just they know they're infected, so they go after the ones that are not infected, and they vomit the blood on them, they beat them, they tear at them, they bite them, and if you get any of this in you, you're going to be infected, and it happens within seconds. So that brings me to my next gripe, which is, and I know in 28 weeks later, you had the woman who was like, she had immunity, so like she could get some of that on her, in her, the body fluids or that, and she wouldn't be infected. But then in this movie, there was an infected person that had a baby, that was pregnant and had a baby, and it turns out it was like the wife of like the alpha of another one of the communities. And again, I don't know why they took it in this direction. It was, for me, it was a disappointment. I'm sorry if you've seen this movie and you liked it, but for me, this was a disappointment. This is not what I went to see. This is not what, the storyline was about for 28 days and weeks later. This was not the concept. So but there were cool parts of this movie. I'll give it that. There were cool parts of this movie, like, where the kid is trying to find himself. He's coming into manhood and everything. He's trying to grow, and he's building his skill with like killing these things, hunting them and all, and trying to survive. He has issues with his father or whatever, and his mother is sick, so he takes her to the mainland, and he found out there's a doctor there who's like living in the wilderness and everything. He goes to this doctor, and the doctor apparently knows the alpha of one of these communities and everything. He calls him Samson, and he like kind of like tames him by drugging him with morphine and all. Again, it's just like, come on, like why are we doing this instead of just letting it be what it was supposed to be? Why are we going through that? Again, I think horror is just becoming too watered down. It's becoming too like dull for me, anyway, for my taste. I don't like what they did with it. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of this one. It did have some cool parts, but I just wanted to give my reaction, my reviews. Those are my gripes with this movie. What I liked about it is there were parts where the rage were, acted like the rage infected of the other movies. I mean, but that was it. That was it. They completely changed it, in my opinion. They completely changed it to this. I don't know why they took it in this direction. I really wish they would have stuck to the original concept and, or just not make anything at all. Just let it be. If it seems like it's becoming too redundant, it seems like it's becoming too like overdone, then stop. You're going to water it down if you keep doing that, right? Or you're going to just take it to a place where, like, in my opinion, like this one, where it shouldn't have gone. But that's my review. That's my reaction to 28 years later. I was really excited to see this one when I heard that it was coming out. This was one of my top for this year. One of my top movies on my movie list for this year when I heard it was coming out. But I'm sorry. For me, it was a disappointment, and I'll give it a 6. And that's my review. What do you think?